The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
World famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
How's it going?
Good.
You going good?
Going good.
Going good. Well, we got a guest in here this morning. Who do we have?
We got athletic director Justin McDonald, head baseball coach. A lot going on with the sports, spring sports. Again, congrats to the golf team yesterday. Qualified again for state. Won that region area event over in Statesboro. The girls tennis team just had a nice showing up there at Peachtree City, but unfortunately lost to Stars Mill. Soccer teams in second state playoff action, Sweet 16. Boys baseball team starts tomorrow. So just thought I'd get Coach McDonald in here. He's got all the details, cost to get in, things like that. So yeah. Let's start with the first of all. Let's start with the girls tennis team. I understand it was a strong match for the girls. Again, up against a tough Stars Mill team, but most of the matches went to 3 sets. Congrats to Tabby Dawson, Ava Edenfield. They won the match for Wayne County, but I understand it was a good showing up there.
Yeah, it was. Coach Duncan and her coaching staff have done an outstanding job. Our girls team, they were good last year, and they've gotten a lot better this year, and you're going to continue to see them girls continue to compete and make runs in playoffs. But, again, getting into the second round of playoffs, and obviously when you see you're playing at the Peachtree Tennis Center, and Stars Mill, that's where, that's one of the premier tennis programs in the state in our classification. But, for our girls to go, again, first of all, there's no moral victories in our athletic department, and our coaching staff understands that. We go to win, but go up there and compete like they did, and have an opportunity to win. That's something big, and obviously a lot of those girls are coming back, and they'll learn from that and continue to get better.
But let's go to the golf. Golf went up there yesterday. Statesboro, the Forest Heights, another strong showing for the boys. They tied with BC 3-13, but they co-champions, so they'll head to state in May, and the girls finished second place. So, again, just nice to see that more and more people get involved in the golf program. It continues to improve.
Yeah, I think just with the resources you have in this county with golf, and, we're fortunate to have a partnership with Pine Forest Country Club to give our athletes or our golfers a chance to go out there and practice and compete and play out there. So, with the resources here, there's no reason it shouldn't continue to grow and continue to be better and better. And, it's great to see after the 2 good runs they've had over the last 2 years, and to come in and kind of replicate what they've done over those 2 years in the area. I think that's something that speaks for, Coach Brown and Coach Bowen through the girls, and now Coach Mahaffey taking over the girls this year. I think that's good to see, and you'll continue to see. I think you'll continue to see more people get involved, and I know something we're doing. I've spoke about this, and within athletics, I think it's important that if kids want to participate in more than one sport in the same season, it's our job as coaches to find a way for them to do that. And we're fortunate. I'm fortunate to have a good relationship with Coach Scott Brown, and we found ways for like a Grayson Spell play yesterday, and then he'll be playing Wednesday in baseball. So Tyler Wallens played in some golf. Just if they want that opportunity to compete in that, and again, they only get 4 years in high school, so let's let them get everything they want to do and want to do at a high level in their 4 years. And again, that's just us as coaches and adults creating a plan for them to be able to do that. So again, I think you'll continue to see that where we're allowed. Now, it's not going to interfere with one or the other. Obviously, something takes priority if it's games or something. But again, I think you'll see more and more of that once we get that kind of standard in our athletic department.
The golfers just lost 2 talented golfers, saw both Finley Burke and Antonio Warby at the Wayne County High School Athletic Department golf tournament. Yeah. They competed in that, but they're down at Coastal. But when they lose 2 golfers like that, it's hard. When you lose talent like that, it's just to see the talent come back. Like I said, hats off to Aiden Jones, Brett Boyd, and those guys that win that area championship and go to state. Let's go to soccer. Again, both the boys and girls soccer teams are in the second round. The girls are fortunate they get to play at home tomorrow against LaGrange, and that's at 4 o'clock. Is that correct?
That's correct. 4 o'clock.
What are they charging to get into a soccer
It's
match?
$7. $7 ticket price. You can purchase them at the Gator on GoFan. I don't know. I've been here 15, 16 years, and I'm not real sure the last time that boys and girls soccer were both in the second round of the playoffs. So congrats to those coaching staffs. And, obviously I think, speaking with them, I think they both think they got a good opportunity to slip on into the third round as well. So, again, these brackets are set up and seedings are set up. It's all about matchups and how you match up with who you're playing on that night, and are you better than them on that one day? So again, I think they've done an outstanding job of getting hot at the right time, and obviously we have a lot going on with baseball and soccer here at home, but you can go catch that soccer game at the beginning, then slide over to baseball if you want to. So again, that's $7 to get in, and they're playing LaGrange, which is a 4+ hour trip down here. So again, looking forward to it. Hopefully we can come out with some wins, a lot of wins on Thursday, and then our boys are traveling to Bainbridge on Friday. So again, it's you got track, and we speak about track too. Track's going into the finals of region today, so there'll be a lot of those guys and girls that advance to state, and we'll continue our sectionals and then in state. So again, there's a lot going on in the spring sports, and a lot of winning, and that's what it's about.
It's a lot going on. I mean, everybody's still going, which is good, and you got junior senior prom this weekend. So then the baseball playoffs get underway tomorrow. So that's what you're the head baseball coach as well. Team's playing Howard out of Macon. What do we know about Howard?
They come out of the Perry and West Lawrence region. I'll say in 2013 I was the head coach of a team that won the region and got beat by a 4 seed. So you don't take any of these lightly, regardless of what the narrative says or what the record says. At any given time somebody can beat you. So we're treating it like any other game we've had on our schedule, and obviously you don't pick these games. You get told who to play, and we just gotta be ready. And I coming off last week with some letdowns towards the end of the week, and again, that's not going to dictate anything we do this week. We got a fresh start, and we've had 2 good practices, and I think our guys will be ready. I know we pride ourselves as a coaching staff and a program as having our guys ready to play at playoff time, and obviously playing at home, that's going to be a huge factor, and we want to give them something to be proud of. And sometimes at the end of the day, you got to understand that these are high school kids, and they're going to make mistakes, and they're going to have letdowns, but at the end of the day, there's somebody that's got to step in and pick them up as well. So again, we'll be ready on Thursday. I know I've been asked 1,000 times, you're going to have them ready, and the answer is always yes, they'll be ready. So just get ready to see them on Thursday.
What do you tell the athletes on a junior senior weekend?
That's probably a 30-45 minute talk. Yeah. Well, originally coming
Can you
in.
give us the Cliff Notes version?
Yeah. Well, originally coming in, just I'll speak for the baseball program, but originally the playoff schedule was set where we were going to have second round playoff on Monday after prom. So, we had a big plan where we were going to have them in. Obviously, we always bring our guys back in on Sunday afternoon. Obviously, it's not mandatory. Highly recommended that they be there just to get their feet back grounded and make sure they're on the right track to get ready to play. But, there's a lot of things that could go wrong. There's a lot of things that can go right through that week. So we just talk about, you got to put those priorities. And, I asked our guys yesterday, what would they sacrifice in their social environment to make sure they won a state championship? And, I heard multiple people say everything, whether it's social media, whether it's friends, whatever it is that can be a distraction during this time. They understand that this is a once-in-a-chance opportunity each year, and you only get 4 of these to try to win one. So, we battle this every year. That's the first thing I look at when the school schedule comes out. It's when's prom and where they fall with what we're doing. But, again, we've been able to battle around it. I've seen it had an impact on games. I've seen it not have an impact. So, that's a job of me being in charge. I've learned from the ways we've done stuff. So we kind of got a routine of how we do stuff, and it seems to work as long as they buy into it and make good decisions. So, again, we talk about the DTW mindset, and that goes all the way into the when we, the prom, or obviously we're not looking forward to, about not looking like we got to win Thursday for that to be a factor. Otherwise, they could go to prom and not have to worry about any baseball. So, but hopefully we have the opportunity to continue to play after Thursday, and then we'll have that talk Thursday or Friday night.
What about how important is it the parents to make sure the athletes stay focused during when you have the prom?
I think that's very important. We only get so much time with them, and we're basically have them from 8 to 5:30 or so, and then they're turned loose that other. Hopefully they're sleeping the majority of that time, but we know high school kids that, we've been talking about that too. Make sure, we got a little motto in the playoffs now. It's called win the national anthem. And, we got this from North Oconee. They did it, and I'm not going to say I created it, but it's basically when you line up for that national anthem, you look across the field at the other team, and you know that you look physically better than them. You've outworked them from the time that you knew you were going to play them to the time that first pitch is thrown, and you also know that you're presenting yourself at that national anthem better than they are. And I think our guys take pride in the national anthem, and they're going to take pride in working. They're going to take pride in looking physically better. So if you win all three of those, I think you got a real good chance to win. So, but that goes into the decisions you make outside of baseball as well. And, obviously the parent support and, the parents laying out that plan and making sure that they are held to a high standard. I think that's important too.
Are we healthy? Tyler got the DH the last game. He just had his appendix. Man, this was a strange. I don't know if you ever had a season coach where you had two kids have their appendix taken out.
Yeah.
Had Andy Peel at the beginning of the season and Tyler here towards the end. So
I still have mine, and I was thinking I'll be next or something. So.
Mine came out in the early 90s.
But is Tyler healthy? Can he catch?
He is. He is. He'll be behind the plate in game one. So again, that's. You look at those guys and the recovery that they have, and you want to make sure. And he got released, I guess, last Wednesday and was able to get in and hit on Thursday. And I'm talking if that's any indication of what he's going to do in the playoffs, I'm ready to sit back and watch it, what he did on Thursday. So, but again, that we just want to make sure they're ready when they come in there, and he's ready.
I was just worried about it. I saw him before the game. He told me he's going to. I said, "Are you sure you're ready to play?" I said,
must be a lot better
he looked at me and said,
he
said, "Mr. Bob, doctor says I'm 100%." I said, "I don't know about that." I said, "You just had your finish taken out." So I'm just glad. Like I said, he had a heck of a game. Hit 2 doubles. Went 3 for 4. So glad to have him back. Healthy, but. Everybody else, the pitcher's healthy. All the pitchers ready to roll. So
yeah, we got them all ready. We did a little live BP sessions on Monday and got them all. Sent some live hitters. Got some guys to get to see some more live pitching. And again, this is. I'll say you go through the regular season. I'll be honest. At this point in the year, I don't like practice at all. It's something we have to do. I hate practice, but we put the plan together and we go get it done. And that may sound when you get here, the basically everything's now we're gonna fine tune stuff and do stuff during practice of what the opponent may do as far as how they may bunt or the first and thirds or if they pick a lot or things of that nature. But basically we put the work in for 4 or 5 months now, so now it's time to sit back and turn these guys loose and let them go. And this is why I do it. You start in January with the tryouts, and then you get to this point, and then you snap your finger, and here it is. And postseason play in Wayne County is like no other in the state of Georgia, and this is why I do it. And I'm looking forward to the huge crowds and the energy in the stadium, and just the energy in the community. And everywhere you go, somebody's talking about Wayne County baseball, and it's not like that everywhere. And we're fortunate to be here, and obviously you have real good players that make it a lot easier.
The second round, when does that start? It'll definitely be at home if we win the first round, right? But
that's correct.
It's going to be Wednesday.
That'll be next Wednesday. So we'll Thursday to Wednesday, and I will say there's it don't make much sense how these brackets work, but that bottom left where it's the toughest one in the entire 4A bracket, which you got. If you look at the Max Preps rankings and you look at some things, there's 3 of the top 4 teams in one bracket. So. Cherokee Bluff, LaGrange, and us. So we're all in there together. So somebody's going to have to beat each other up and come out of there. So, I firmly believe that whoever comes out of this bracket will play for a state championship. And, obviously, you got to beat everybody to win it anyway. So, I remember, when we played for it in 17, you had to knock off, I think, 4 top 10 teams to get there. And, again, you just got to be better. And I've talked about matchups with soccer. You got to be better than them on that one day. We don't have to be better than Howard today. We just got to be better tomorrow at 4:30. And that's kind of the mindset that our guys have. But we're going to work every day to be better than they are, and hope we're outworking them, even though we can't see what they're doing. But again, we'll be ready to play, and our guys will be ready. We have our routine that we do on playoffs, and we're fortunate with administration at the high school that allows our guys to do that stuff, and with those 4:30 starts to get out a little early and get off their feet and get ready to go.
Are you familiar with their itinerary? Because I'm always curious, when teams do they come early? Do they spend the night in a motel? And have their feet on because it's always it's tough to make that long trip on that bus. So, you have any idea what their travel itinerary
I
is?
don't. I've spoke to him. I'm supposed to speak with him again this morning to talk about his times of hitting and all that stuff. But I haven't heard anything that they're doing. Obviously, some teams will come down early. That's one thing that we're fortunate now that I can tell them they have a great Holiday Inn in Jesup that you could come stay at, and that little bit. I guess that's a little bit better feeling of being able to say that than tell them you might want to stay in Hinesville or Baxley or Pierce or Waycross, and you can stay in Jesup and put that money back in our community. So I think that's one positive of this year compared to others. But again, we'll go day to day and week to week, and obviously we talked about the expectation and where we want this thing to end, and anything less is going to be unsatisfactory.
I saw the bracket. The finals are at Monroe, Georgia, at some stadium. So how long a trip is that? Monroe?
I'm not sure. I hope we get to make it.
I thought we were going to Georgia Southern, but they flipped it.
Well, most time they try to wait till after the quarterfinals and see who's left and where it both best accommodate the fan bases. And I was thinking the same thing, but then they went ahead and set the dates of the finals and the location. So it's actually the Single A Rome Brave Stadium up in Rome that you'll be playing at. So real nice. I'm talking about they've had finals there for probably the last 5 or 6 years. Ever since they started using professional stadiums, they've used that stadium. And again, I don't have no hesitation if we are fortunate to be there that they wouldn't be 3,000-4,000 people from here there. So that's just, again, that's the fortunate part about being in a place like this.
All right. Looking at the bracket, like I said, we know we're going to be at home the second round because we're 1 seed. The other teams are 2 and 3. But then after that, you'll have that 1-1 matchup. They have not flipped a coin yet on where the bracket is.
No, I've heard they're going to do it on Monday of next week, it may be they're doing it. They'll do it right before you play the second round matchup, so people won't be waiting after. You'll know when you start first pitch on
next week
Wednesday. If you're in the second round, you'll know where it's going to land based on if you win that night. So
like I said, I just like that home field advantage. Like I said, we talked about it all the time. We talked to teams that we played in the past in state playoffs, and they talked about how intimidating that Howard Bo Warren is, that their kids just aren't used to playing in front of big crowds like that. We're fortunate to get the crowd that we get, and I think it. You said it in the past. I've said it in the past. It makes a difference. I mean, those kids walk out there from that other school and look around like, what is this? They're not used to it. So, just we appreciate the support that Wayne County baseball gets, and should be a fun atmosphere tomorrow. Miguel Vale will have the concession stand rolling, and just encourage everybody to come on out. But the price for tomorrow doubleheader is $10. That's set by GHSA.
Correct.
But we'll accept cash though, right?
And I want to, I guess, reiterate that the only passes that we have some school system passes out there that teachers and staff members have bought, but the only passes that will be, I guess, taken at that gate are GHSA passes. So obviously that's all set and by GHSA. Same with the soccer, $7, $10 at baseball. The if there's an if game in baseball, it's $7. So obviously want everybody to come and the prices are it. And I'll say this: if you come for at one end, the price is still going to be $10, regardless when you show up tomorrow. That's just something that beyond our control. That's Georgia High School. So again, we want obviously to fill that place up. And again, you're speaking about the injuries. I want to do mention this that Dr. Polander at Bone and Joint has done an outstanding job with our guys, and him and Garrett Pye and some of the other local physical therapists. Constantly working on our guys and getting them ready and getting them tuned up and ready to play. And I've talked to Dr. Polander time and time again. We're fortunate to have him, and I'll say this: you got all the great doctors around the country, and if something happened to my son that he needed something done, whether it was shoulder, elbow, arm, there's no hesitation to send him right here to him. And that's what I think about him, and that's how much we appreciate what he's done for not just our baseball program but our athletic department in general. And the same with Garrett and some of those other physical therapists. There's great people here that want to see athletes and see kids play at a high level. And again, the idea is to get them back on the field as fast as possible and not sideline them, because again, I've said it from day one, there's 4 years and we need to get them the best 4 years of their career.
Okay, Coach. Well, we'll look forward to games tomorrow. Doubleheader day. Again, the girls' soccer match is at 4. That's at the high school soccer field. Is that correct?
Right. Yeah.
And that's right behind the baseball field.
That's correct. So there'll be a lot of people in that area, and I do want to thank everybody for coming out on the athletic golf tournament. All the sponsorships, all the people that played, and obviously that's people show up. I think that tournament fills up real fast, and it's people love athletics here, and I can't thank the people enough that showed up and sponsored, whole sponsors, and donated items for the auction, and the Cynthia Brandon, what she done, Brittany Aspinwall was there, Todd Wise for what he done to help make that happen, the country club for what they do to allow us to have it. So again, I just thank everybody, the coaches that sold sponsorships. I can go on and thanking people that allowed us and helped us make that possible. That I think it's only going to get better and better as we go, and that's a lot of money that's pumped into the general account to help, especially now with. This is what you want. You want to. I wouldn't say run out of money, but you want to have to spend money for teams going to postseason, and that's in the situation we're in right now, where teams are playing in the playoffs, and we need to make sure they have what they need to get on the road or be at home and be successful. So, again, thanks again to everybody that had a hand in making that event possible and making it a huge success.
And one other thing before I let you go, spring football will start May 6th. I talked to Coach Moore the other day. He said that's the first day of spring football practice. So I think they got 10, 12 days, and they got a scrimmage on the 17th. But he's putting his staff together. Things going well there? Yeah,
it's starting to fall into place. Obviously it's the timeline and the I guess the time of springtime. You're trying to obviously make sure you get guys in here, but then you got to think about, well, what if they can't come to June? You got to still have spring football. So I'm talking about he's navigating through some things, but there's no hesitation that he's going to do it at a high level and get it done the right way. So I do know this week he's going over to both middle schools and meet with the upcoming 9th graders who are currently 8th graders and lay the plan out for them to what they need to do to be ready for spring football. So again, I think there's no hesitation of what he's going to do. Obviously with the spring and trying to put that coaching that staff, and there's a lot of logistics that have to go on when you throw stuff out there to people, and I'll say it, most of them have wives, and I'll say it, my wife will probably make the final say if something like that happened with me. So there's a lot of yeses that have to happen in families to make sure they can make that move, and but he's doing a good job putting that staff together, and obviously with the ones he has already on campus and in the program. I'm looking forward to it. I love being around him and love the energy he brings. So I think we're just going to continue to build it. And the schedule is what it is, but that's just a piece of paper. And he's going to go to work on May 6th.
I saw AJC posted the toughest football schedules in the state of Georgia, and Wayne County's came in number 3.
Yeah.
I hate to see what the first two are then. If ours is third.
I think BC's was up there in the top 3 as well. Yeah. I can't remember who was first, but Appleton was 5th. So they got a tough schedule over there in Baxley. So, but it is what it is. Like I said, you got to play it. It's a new region, and we'll see how it goes. But we wish Coach Warren the best of luck. Looking forward to spring football again. Kicks off May 6th, and a lot of excitement building. And like I said, exciting times right now because, like I said, you got all these teams in state playoffs. Correct. It's good to see, and it's just a good place to be right now. You got to be happy being athletic director, seeing all these teams playing in state playoffs.
The only drawback is you don't get to go see them with coaching baseball, but there's I reach out to them and make sure they got what they need before they head out, and again I want people to understand that at the high school level it is about winning and being successful, and also showing these young men or young ladies what it is to be an adult and how to grow as an individual, and obviously success matters, and we firmly believe if you take care of all the house cleaning stuff with being respectful and acting right in the school building, and being disciplined and being structured as a coach, and all the winning takes care of itself. And I think you're starting to see some of that start taking over, where winning's just going to continuously happen if all the other stuff's taken care of. I think people on the outside that don't do this for, I wouldn't say for a living, but do it as a job. Like tomorrow at 4:30 is the easy part for Coach McDonald in baseball. That's the easy part of the game. The hard part is navigating through the days before the game with stuff happening at home, stuff happening outside of school, stuff happening in the classroom, stuff in the weight room, or stuff for the girlfriends or social life. And, that's the stuff that you have to navigate through and make sure those guys are mentally right or girls are mentally right to play at a high level. And, that's why you got to have a great coaching staff around you. And I know I'm fortunate to have a great coaching staff and with me that also gets into that. And, every coach on our staff has a different relationship with every kid. And there's some of our guys that are closer with some of the assistant coaches, which is perfectly fine as long as somebody can get through to them. But I think that's one thing in this generation is there's so much outside stuff that these kids can get around and get involved in that, you almost have to have your hand on them all the time to make sure they stay ready. And I've said it multiple times, I'm not going to let them mess this up. I will, this is a special group, and I will not let them mess it up. I don't care if I got to grab them by the back of the collar and drag them across the finish line to win it. We will not let them mess it up. And our coaching staff has done a great job of holding them accountable and being firm and strong with them. And, I think you're seeing that trickle in through our whole athletic department, and that's why you're seeing more winning.
Well, again, we appreciate you coming in. Good. Look forward to all these events. Keep everybody posted, and I want to thank the coaches for getting all the information to us every night. I say because people want to hear what these other teams do. Thanks to all the coaches for their cooperation. They got my email and get me the information. I do appreciate it. So
yeah, and I do know we did leave something off our weekly schedule that we send out. There's a golf match, the last home golf match tomorrow.
We had
Thursday.
They sent us to us.
I don't think that was on our weekly schedule, and that's my apologies. That thing gets tough sending out with stuff changing and rain dates, but we try to get it corrected and sent back out. But again, that's another thing going on Thursday. So if you want to,
and that's the Pine Forest Country Club. So the final home match of the year. So,
correct.
Yeah. Okay, Coach.
Well, I appreciate it.
Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right. The world famous Butch and Bob show here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, and it's been brought to you by First Southern Bank, Van's Barbecue, Murphy Builder Supply, and O'Quinn and Associates.